bomb. There we go. And then hit this and bomb. There we go. All right. So there you go, guys. Sorry about that. The stream was down for a while, but we're back up and rolling again.
Awesome.
Oops,
which stream was down?
Twitch. Twitch stream was down. So apologies for that one. We are discussing right now, it is time for the Crypto. It is Crypto Hour, brought to you by themotionproject.org. Keep an ear out for our Motion Project faucet. Hold on, I'll play it for you so you know what you're listening for. Just listen for the sound of running water. Listen for the sound of running water and be the first caller. You get a Motion Project wallet with 10 Motion coins in it. Right now, that wallet's worth about $6. There have been days that we've given away wallets worth $18. There have been days we've given away 3 wallets in a day because, I'm just like, you know what? I feel like giving away some free stuff.
Well, and there was that one time we had that coin on who gave away like $100 worth of coin in one shot.
Oh, Zencash gave away $200 sets of coins. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was.
Yeah, and now they're sponsors of our Zencash studio. If you're watching on Twitch right now, you see our beautiful Zencash banner in the background. It's I like it. I guess they changed their logo since then. Now it's just the word Zencash in this is easier to do than what their new logo is because it's like a blending of 2 blues as they go one into the other. That's going to be impossible to put on a t-shirt with it being a quality image that stays. The whole grading that's going to be So anyway, we've been talking about how Bitcoin turns out was possibly involved in the Russian collusion scandal that's plaguing the Trump administration. Says here, the only consideration that makes news look somewhat less haunting is the polarization and the political climate in D.C. right now. Democrat lawmakers have all the latitude to exploit the Bitcoin menace in pushing the collusion agenda against the Trump administration. Republicans wishing to blast cryptocurrencies as a national security threat will now have to be careful with the evidence produced by the investigation that the president and his allies have repeatedly challenged. The controversy around the possible Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election became a constant in U.S. public discourse even before the campaign itself had concluded. The hacking of Democrat National Committee and Hillary Clinton's campaign servers, as well as widely publicized leaks of sensitive information ostensibly designed to jeopardize the former First Lady's bid that followed, stand at the very center of a convoluted web of events, actors, and waves of media frenzy over particular episodes of the ever-sprawling saga.
Yeah, time out, though, because the DNC hack was not a hack. It was that idiot using the word password as his password and clicking a link to reset his password from someone who had not been verified, and when he had no reason to expect.
Oh, yeah.
That he was
like the dumbest rookie. Like, how are you a campaign manager and the head of a political party and you don't know basic email etiquette, like how to not get your password stolen? Like, first.
And it literally was the word password. Are
you serious? Yeah. How did the system even allow him to?
I don't know.
Like wouldn't it have rejected it? Did he have to go around some?
Well, I mean, they were probably running like Server 2003 with Exchange 2003 on it or something before the password restrictions were in place. I don't know. Or maybe they disabled them because, hey, this old guy doesn't want to remember a complicated password.
Yeah.
It doesn't qualify as a hack, though. Not by any standard I'm familiar with.
No! Wait! I'll tell.
I knew it would work. All right, give it to me.
The combination is 1, 2, 3,
3,
4,
4. 4.
5.
5. 5.
There we go. John Podesta on video giving away his password to the Russians.
So the combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Podesta's email. The combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, of course, that makes them, they were hacked. I saw,
that's the kind of password that you give when you want somebody to be able to like break into your stuff, right? Like
for plausible deniability.
Right, like if you can't like, I don't know, give something out like publicly, but you want people to still be able to access it, it's like,
it's the equivalent of root admin.
Yeah. It's like, oh, guys, this is an easy password. Just you'll be able to guess it, right? Like, yeah.
So I saw that it's a meme from one of these it's like what's it called? Ball.com. It's a comic strip, and it basically this is Russiagate in a nutshell. Why is the U.S. mad at Russia? This is the story, okay? Hillary colluded with the DNC to cheat Bernie Sanders out of the nomination. Okay, well, where does Russia come in? Well, WikiLeaks posted DNC emails that showed that they cheated Bernie's voters, and Bernie's voters got mad, so they didn't vote. Okay, and where does Russia come in? Gave the DNC emails to WikiLeaks. Maybe. Okay, so what you're saying is Hillary meddled with the election. No, Russia meddled by telling us that Hillary meddled, idiot.
I mean, the most critically important thing to remember about this is that it's not about interfering in the election. The allegation is that Russia influenced American voters.
Yes.
And voters voted the way that they wanted to. And that's what has people so pissed off. It's democracy. It's that voters voted for Trump and they don't approve of the reasons that those people voted for Trump. But their reasons don't matter.
No.
This is America. They can be influenced by any freaking thing they want. If they want to say a freaking pink unicorn came down from the sky and told me to vote for Trump, and that's why I voted for Trump, you have to say, okay, well, you're an idiot, but that's your right to cast your vote. If they say, well, some Russian bots told me to vote for Trump, then you have to respect that because that's their right. It doesn't matter how many Russians were online posting pro-Trump or anti-Hillary crap. We can be influenced by any factor we choose to believe anything we want.
That's right, because that's the way things work. That's how it works with voting, is you get to choose. No one gets to tell you how.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media, and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.fm.
All right, welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. It is our crypto hour here, and it is a wonderful afternoon here in the Shire. We've been talking about how crypto may have been involved in the Russian collusion scandal, and
well, the Russian collusion scandal that isn't.
Here's what I'm saying, man.
May have involved cryptocurrency. As
good as okay. When does anyone care about AIPAC?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? AIPAC is an unregistered foreign group. And there have been members of their PAC indicted for spying on the U.S.
Technically, I interfered in the Brexit election by posting pro-Brexit articles and pro-Brexit tweets and Facebook posts.
You know,
I am the devil.
It's kind of hypocritical too, because how many countries have we taken over?
Well, not only that, how many countries are we broadcasting in? Because I'm sure we're trying to influence the vote all over the world.
I'm just talking about the ones we directly took over.
Well, how about the ones where we rigged the elections?
Or we installed a dictator in?
Or Egypt. Egypt's one of my favorite. We didn't support
the military coup that isn't a coup.
We didn't support the overthrow of the military dictatorship, but we did support the elections, but we didn't support the outcome of the elections. So we gave money to the military to support a military coup that wasn't a coup, even though it ended with mass trials that included children that were executed. The president was executed. Basically everybody in the previous government and all of the supporters who protested in favor of the previous government were all put on trial and thrown in mass prisons, regardless of age.
For freedom.
Yeah.
But Vietnam, Cambodia.
And I mean, before we were
Laos,
doing it, Britain was doing it, France was doing it, Spain was doing
Syria.
it.
Aren't we currently attempting to change the
Afghanistan,
quote unquote
Iraq.
democratically elected leader?
Bosnia. I mean, there's a long list of Asian, Middle Eastern, and African
South America
countries that we've completely undermined the democratic process.
Chile, the whole people being thrown out of that, we paid for that. We funded and armed and trained it like that was America. That was us. That's our money.
But the Russians posted things on Facebook.
I didn't do that. Look, do you buy gas? Did you helped? Do you buy anything, even without a sales tax? Because the products that you buy, you're paying the taxes of the company that made those products. So you are contributing. If you're a consumer and you're not buying it directly from the farmer, and the farmer is consuming gas or something,
or paying taxes on his land,
it's in Islam. There's a parable that the Prophet Muhammad said that there will come a day when the dust of riba, where basically everything, no matter what you do, even if you consciously go out of your way not to contribute to the oppression and the evil in the world, that the dust of it will be on everything. It will be like the man who stands downwind of the fire and doesn't understand how he still smells like smoke. Because he's not in the fire, but he's downwind of it. So the smell of the smoke is still on his clothing.
Right.
And that will be just how pervasive oppression and the you don't have a choice but to contribute. Unless you grow your own, and even then you have to pay property taxes.
There's no way out of it.
There's literally no way to not contribute to the evil in the world.
Well, for the large part, the Amish have succeeded to a degree in their communities.
I'm not sure how true that is, because
not anymore. Because now they're purchasing. They're not clearing. They're purchasing steel. They're purchasing lumber.
Yeah. And
they're using money.
And one of the ways they also get around it, if I'm not mistaken, is they will team up with another party to basically do the evil part of the business, and then their business is like
they pay
the non-evil part.
They'll pay sales tax. You pay sales tax at Amish grocers that are owned in Tennessee.
Never mind then.
In Tennessee, you pay sales tax on your groceries, and if you go to
Tennessee doesn't have a concentration of the Amish population.
They do.
I mean, not like Pennsylvania or Kentucky.
They do.
Do they?
They have they have an entire city, Deltona. There's 2 towns. Right next
but
to
like
each other
Pennsylvania, Kentucky have
that are built
dozens
on the back
of Amish communities, hundreds even. So these states are more accepting.
There definitely are certain states that are more accepting of the Amish.
I'm going to say Pennsylvania is the
Pennsylvania
most,
probably, I would expect,
because they still let them sell their milk. Whereas in Tennessee you can't sell milk if you're Amish because they don't do all the modern things, and without the modern
that
things,
destroy the flavor and the taste
and the value nutritionally. You can get it here in New Hampshire though. Woohoo!
That's right.
Can you?
You can.
Yeah,
you can
unpasteurized milk, right?
You can buy raw milk at the grocery store.
Wait, is there a difference between unpasteurized and raw milk?
No.
No, okay. It's the same
there's you can get pasteurized, unfiltered milk here, or you can get straight raw milk. You can get pasteurized, unfiltered milk pretty much everywhere.
Okay.
It's just milk with the cream cap still on it, and you can buy that at Hannaford's in the glass jars. But you can go to the Monadnock grocery here, the co-op, and they sell raw milk. It's right on there. It's green. It's got a green label. It's labeled differently and everything. And it says raw. It's also $2 more a half gallon.
Naturally.
Wait, why? Why is it more expensive?
Right? Right?
Is that because it's less demand?
It's scarcity, man.
It's a specialty. It's a specialty.
Okay.
Item.
Yeah, but what?
Well, it's scarcity. There's
it's
a lot
it's
less of it
it's
to go
produced in
around.
smaller quantities, probably.
Well, yeah, most people are probably more. Well, everybody's profit driven, and to get in Hannaford's, you can't be raw. You have to be pasteurized. So the pasteurized, unfiltered companies sell at Monadnock, and theirs is like $3 and change a
I
half
bet they're
gallon.
paying a lot more for retail space too than Hannaford.
It's like $3 and change a half gallon. Then it's the same at at the Hannaford. So it's Monadnock, Hannaford's. It's $3-4 a gallon, the half gallon. But the raw milk is $5.86 a half gallon, and it's only at Monadnock. They won't sell it at Hannaford's because of possible liability. So
possible liability.
Because one person got sick on milk in like 1885. So
is that really the excuse that they're giving? Is possible liability?
I mean,
they didn't understand basic cleanliness back then. So now that's to blame for everything. You know, babies were dying of milk because they were using these nipple. It was like a long rubber tube and like a nipple connected to the end of it, and they weren't getting those things clean, and the bacteria was making this and the baby sick and killing babies. So like, oh, well, now you need to pasteurize. Now everything, it just has to be pasteurized or it'll kill you.
Yeah.
When it was, the problem was we didn't know how to make bottles yet.
I mean, isn't that the era where people decided, hey, you need to aerate your babies and put them in a cage and hang it out the window for a while?
Yeah, I think that predates that a little bit, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's
I don't want to
hilarious.
I don't want to take nutritional advice from those people.
No, probably not.
No. But that's the generation that came up with, like, you need vaccines and you need pasteurized milk. And now we're finding out, actually, pasteurized milk is making people like me sick. Like, I can drink raw milk that's straight out of the cow. You can squirt it right in my mouth and I won't puke at all. But if I drink...
I would probably puke from the thought
but you get me some local, just some Mayfields or whatever, and give it to me to drink, and it will make me sick as a dog. I can't believe we're somehow talking about milk as we end the crypto.
Well,
hour.
we're talking about government encroachment on people's liberties.
Yeah, right. Anyway,
it's all related.
When we get back here on the Call to Freedom, though, we got a guest coming up. We've got Alex Merced, the vice chair for the Libertarian Party, recently elected. We're also going to have a discussion on the modern day lynch mob, the Twitter army, and what it means to have been a member and to finally see the error of that way. When we get back here on the Call to Freedom on LR.
Are you making sense to the boomer mindset? I'm Holland Cook from survivalspeech.com. 80 million baby boomers comprise 25% of the population and control most of the USA's wealth. As aging parents pass on, they'll control more. Boomers are 46 to 65 years old and regard themselves as midlife. They identify as neither young nor old. They're post-minivan and pre-retirement, and they don't like being called boomers. They think me. Many of the purchases boomer couples make are individual purposes. They've been experimenters all their lives. If you want their attention, tell stories and keep it simple. If something seems complicated, boomers can dismiss it as, I don't need this. And if you're looking for work, you may be applying to a boomer, so relate accordingly. From survivalspeech.com, I'm Holland Cook.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Did you know that Free Aid is a mutual aid, educational, and networking organization? At Free Aid, we support volunteers who provide first aid. We do outreach to the public about health and safety, and we bring together medically skilled freedom lovers. Free Aid is made possible by your generous support. Donors can receive great gifts like first aid kits, t-shirts, silver dime cards, and hoodies. The Free Aid Silver Dime Card Project is sponsored in part by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage, Freedom's Phoenix, and Don't Tread on Meme. Visit fr33aid.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, July 17th, 2018. Silver is trading at $15.73 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,240 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $22, and the average price of Bitcoin is $6,697. Antiwar.com reports negotiations between President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin concluded with a joint press conference. The comments by the two revealed, as expected, no major deals were reached, but that some fairly vague plans for improved cooperation were agreed upon. There were disagreements, with Putin faulting Trump for the withdrawal from the P5+1 nuclear deal with Iran and urging Trump to be more decisive in pushing Ukraine towards peace talks with its eastern rebels. Trump brought up the issue of election interference and accepted Putin's denial. He praised Putin as a strong leader and competitor. He also defended his decision to attend the summit despite calls by U.S. lawmakers to cancel it. The conference ended with increasingly confrontational media questions about election meddling, with Trump reiterating that while he has faith in the FBI for investigations, he sees no reason not to believe Putin's denial. With so much bipartisan congressional opposition to even attending the summit, unsurprisingly, the summit's end was met with furious condemnation from both sides of the aisle. Senator John McCain called the talks one of the most disgraceful performances by an American president in memory. Representative Nancy Pelosi went even further, not only faulting Trump for his weakness at the summit, but declaring that the weakness to be proof that Russia has something on him and is threatening to release it. In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. But Mr. Drake's security company has seen better days. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. But at what cost? Will anybody care? And can anyone stop him? Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. UPI reports a federal judge on Monday ordered the U.S. government to temporarily halt deportations of migrant families in order to review whether parents need more time to consider whether they want to leave the United States with or without their children. Judge Dana Sabraw issued the order during a status conference. The American Civil Liberties Union, which represents some migrant parents separated from their children, requested that Immigrations and Customs Enforcement delay deportations until at least 1 week after U.S. officials reunite the families. The ACLU said there were persistent and increasing rumors that mass deportations may be carried out imminently and immediately upon reunification. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is in the process of reuniting more than 2,500 children between the ages of 5 and 17 who were separated from their parents after crossing the border. Many of the separations came as a result of the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy to prosecute everyone who crosses the border in violation of immigration laws, which went into effect in April. Sabraw ordered the Department of Homeland Security to reunite the separated families in 2 stages, children under 5 by July 10th and the older children by July 26th. Last week, U.S. officials reunited more than half of the 103 youngest children, but missed the Tuesday deadline for some who were eligible. The judge on Monday said he would give lawmakers a week to litigate the merits of a permanent 1-week delay between reunification and possible deportation. Whether you're looking for precious metals or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates, like Namecheap and Amazon, at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. That's shop.fppradio.com. Reuters reports a blob of hot volcanic lava struck an ocean tour boat just off the Big Island of Hawaii on Monday, injuring nearly 24 people in the worst casualty incident to date from the ongoing eruption of the Kilauea volcano. A huge steam-driven explosion caused by molten rock mixing with seawater as it poured from the shoreline sent a lava bomb crashing through the roof of the boat and into the vessel's seating area, according to authorities. Hawaii County Fire Department Battalion Chief Darwin Okanaka said the boat returned to port in Hilo on its own power less than an hour later, and 3 of the injured, including a woman in her 20s whose legs were broken, were taken to a local hospital by ambulance. 9 or 10 with less severe injuries were driven to the hospital by private vehicle, and 10 more people were treated by paramedics at the port. A civil defense spokeswoman, Kelly Wooten, put the total number of injuries at 23. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
Shortly after beginning his first date with area woman Pauline Geary, smitten local man Brad Holtman told Onion reporters he couldn't believe that the woman was also a fan of the 1960s British rock band, the Beatles.
We were just talking about music, and she mentioned that she liked the Beatles, which is crazy because I love the Beatles, actually. Yeah, funny thing is, I was not really even looking forward to the date. I figured we'd get a drink or whatever, but it's turning out a lot cooler than I thought it was going to. I mean, she's just such a huge fan. She knows all the Beatles names. She even owns some of their albums. I've been a Beatles fan since like 6th or 7th grade, so I don't want to get too excited and jump into something. So I think I'm going to ask her if she's ever seen The Godfather, which is probably my top 5 movies of all time.
This is the Onion News Network.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom live on LRN.FM. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Everyone I don't like is literally Hitler, literally Hitler, literally Hitler. Everyone I don't like is literally Hitler. Let's have a look and see. You got Donald Trump, PewDiePie, and Pepe the Frog. Hand signs, free speech, follow Godwin's law. Pro-life conservatives, grammar police. White men, YouTubers, people who eat meat. Yeah, everyone I don't like is literally Hitler. Everyone except for me. Everyone I hate is a literal Nazi, literal Nazi, literal Nazi. Everyone I hate is a literal Nazi. Let's have a look and see. Jordan Peterson, Nazi. Gamergate, Nazi. Feminist, Nazi. Shakespeare plays, Nazi. Barack Obama, Nazi. George W. Bush, Nazi. Bill Clinton, Nazi. Ronald Reagan, Nazi. Yeah, everyone I hate is a literal Nazi. Everyone except for me. Everything I don't like is literally Hitler, literally Hitler, literally Hitler. Everything I don't like is literally Hitler. Let's have a look and see. Comic books, Hitler. Comedians, Hitler. Capitalism, Hitler. Socialism, Hitler. Criticism, Hitler. Men's rights activism, Hitler. Sexual dimorphism, Hitler. Facts, Hitler. Donald Duck, Hitler. Man-spreading, Hitler. Babies, Hitler. 4chan, Hitler. Science, Hitler. Gun control, Hitler. Statistics, Hitler. Milk, Hitler. Yeah, everyone I don't like is literally Hitler. Everyone except for me. Everyone except for me.
Everyone except for me. That's right. Welcome back here to the third hour of the Call to Freedom on your drive home here on the call on LRN.FN. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so we are back here on the third and final hour of the Call to Freedom on your drive home here in our Zencash studio here on LRN.FM. I am joined in the studio by this is definitely our tech crew. We've got Chris. We've got Chris Wade from ThinkPenguin.com over here. We got Aria of CryptocurrencyCheck.org. You do IT work, right?
Correct.
So software, hardware. I mean, this is our tech crew. The only way it could be any better is if we had Rich Paul.
I think it's actually about equally hardware and software for both Chris and me. The difference is that we use different hardware and different software.
Yeah, you got like the spectrum here. It's
Right.
Windows, Linux, Freedom, all of it.
And the guy that's really good on it. I'm good on Facebook.
Yep, and we got a Facebook person here too.
Right.
Which I don't know. Aria, do you use Facebook?
I do.
Okay, so I don't use Facebook. So
that's what I'm good at. I'm good at going, that's probably going to be worth a little bit more money in a little while. I don't know why. I'm not really good at doing it for myself, but for other people, I've actually been fairly successful.
Awesome.
Just not when I do it for me. When I go, I'm going to buy some Bitcoin today. And then the price crashes like $2,600 in a day. It's like, it's all the money I have. I have to sell it now.
Ouch.
And lose. Yeah, I've done that before. It's never fun.
Not a good idea to put all your money in.
Yeah, I know that too.
Put in
I knew
just
when
what
I
you can
did it.
afford to keep in there and keep it until it comes back up.
Because I was being greedy.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
that's the mistake people make.
Yep, I did. I got greedy, and then I got desperate. Greedy and then desperate.
Don't get desperate. If you
when
get
those
desperate,
two things
you
happen,
lose.
Yeah, you lose money, and I did. I lost. I lost. It was bad. It was really bad.
It happens.
It was painfully bad, but there was recovery, and alhamdulillah, Anyway, so we promised a guest, and we weren't really sure how long it was going to be until we got him here, but it turns out we've got him on the line. Now, I've known Alex for a few years. I endorsed him when he ran for office in the state of New York back in 2016. And when I saw the vice chair candidates, I love Arvin. I do. I love Arvin's message, but I knew he wasn't going to win.
Yeah.
And
that's probably a good thing then.
I don't want to bet on a horse I know is going to lose. It's a waste. It really is.
Oh.
James is another one. James is like, you know what? I really like him, but he's not going to win. You know it. Alex has a chance. Steve, I just didn't believe Steve could beat Alex. I just didn't. And Steve's brand of let's all get along was just not the kind that I was really okay with. After working on the Mid-Atlantic Liberty Festival in Augustus,
I'm not okay with any of it. Let's all get along is what has gone wrong with the LP.
Invictus, being invited to an event and stuff like that, I was just like, it's too much baggage there. Alex, on the other hand, Alex is like, you know what? He's a good libertarian. He's a nice guy. And he's an unknown. Outside of that, like, you just know that he's a really cool guy. He's a ball marketer, like he is his name is everywhere. Nobody knows who he is, but they know what his name is. They know that he exists. So if you want someone, and the big complaint is, we have bad marketing. And that's been the complaint about Arvin, right? Is, Arvin's bad for marketing. Okay, well, how about someone who can market libertarianism then? Arvin's just loud and says, he's like, if Roger Lee Wrights had no filter.
Well, I mean, Arvin's job wasn't to market the LP, though. He was there. His job was to appeal to the anarcho-capitalists within the LP already. It's the chair's job to promote the LP message to the normal people.
Well, it seemed that the chair's job kind of became something else.
True.
And
putting out fires caused by drama caused by Arvin.
Right. Anyway, so I like the idea of a really good marketer as every position on the damn board. I mean, if you want to be truthful, we need to have good marketers at all levels, because right now, Judd Weiss even said this at the convention in 2016, you've got the engineers doing the marketing.
Ooh, that does not work.
Right?
That does not work. I hate to say
Exactly.
this, but
The
that does not
engineers are
work.
doing the
Well, I
marketing.
mean, that's
it's just not working.
It's not correct though. That's a totally skewed way of looking at what's happening in the LP. Nobody outside of the LP paid any attention whatsoever to Arvin.
But
he
that's
only
just his-
talked to other engineers, and they got butthurt and upset because they thought normal people might be seeing this, so let's make a lot of noise about it and make sure that normal people see it.
But I want a salesman who can sell what the engineer is doing. Because that's what the party is supposed to do. The party is
except
supposed
the
to be...
engineers and the LP are being denied a voice.
The government
otherwise.
is not supposed to be the vehicle for spreading change. The party is supposed to be that vehicle. And if you've got the engineers doing the marketing, then you're not spreading. You need marketers doing the marketing. And that's what Alex is. And that's why I endorsed our next candidate. I was like, look, you know what? In the on the chairs race, Noda. I couldn't get behind
Tide Pod.
I couldn't get behind Smith. The whole thing with Liberty fake out, I just couldn't do it. I like Josh. I liked his message, but Liberty fake out, not being told to kick rocks, especially after the whole faking about like, oh, we're going to clean up our back and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, well, actually, we didn't actually remove any of those things.
Oh, they removed their post about Arvin, though.
I removed it, but it got put back. You know, that kind of... Yeah, and then they're removing the thing with Arvin said, all of that kind of thing. I was really kind of disappointed. And Jesus, we've introed... Hopefully Alex is here. There's Alex. So anyway, as we get to, almost a commercial break time, this intro's run so long, trying to make sure that we took care of, stretching it out some. We've got Alex Merced. You can hear him on the line, that air sound on the other side. We're actually going out to commercial. This is, but it's Alex Merced that we're going to have with us when we get back here on the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back. And if you want to give a call, if you got a question yourself for Alex on how he's going to be the new vice chair, give us a call, 603-283-6160. We'll be right back on the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the fifth caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Lil Drums. Every bit as fun as a full-size Nestle drumstick cone and definitely cuter. Visit us at drumstick.com. Vacations are all about family time, but you don't have to leave home to have fun. Take 1 weekend a month and devote it to family activities. Pull out the board games and puzzles, serve up some treats, or have a picnic. Even without leaving home, you'll feel like you've really had some time away. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
All right, welcome back into the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from our Zencash studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. I'm joined in the studio today by Mr. Chris Wade from ThinkPenguin.com and my normal co-host every day, the Queen of Crypto herself, Miss Aria DiMezzo from CryptocurrencyCheck.org. And on the horn, did I screw it up again?
No, I was thinking Drag Queen of Crypto.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. On the horn. No, I know the difference. Thank you very much. I'm a little more woke than I may look in the mirror. Anyway, on the horn with us right now, you're going to have people calling me transphobic tomorrow on the internet. They're like, Will Cole is a transphobe. Hate him. Hate. Boo this man. That's a preview of tomorrow's episode.
Should be a good one then.
Oh, God. Anyway, so yeah, on the horn, we have with us today, live via remote, we have the new vice chair of the Libertarian Party, Mr. Alex Merced. Welcome to the show, Alex.
Hey, thanks for having me, Will. How's everything?
It's another beautiful day here in the Shire. Now you're down in you're in hell itself, aren't you? You're in New York City?
Oh my God.
That is correct. Basically, taxes, regs, it controls on every aspect of my life. That's daily life.
The only good thing about New York City is the food.
I feel so sorry for you, man.
And even then, why do the taxes on the food on my meals have to be so high?
Agreed. It's ridiculous. So ridiculous.
Oh goodness! So you were recently elected to the position of vice chair. Now the vice chair's race, I wouldn't really call the vice chair's race particularly contentious. Everyone knew Arvin was going to lose. I mean, even though he ran, like it was pretty much a given that he was out. And that James Weeks, as much as everyone loves him, not.
Just as many people hate him.
Yes. Not going to win. Even, people like the Radical Caucus was split between Noda, Tide Pods, and James. So even the base, the radical base was not going to getting behind James. So Steve Sheets, I just didn't really believe was going to pull it off. I just didn't. And I love Steve. he's not as fiery. He's not at the mark. He's not Alex. You know, if given the choice between Alex and Steve, Alex is a marketer. Alex is fiery. The first time I met Alex, he's like, "Hi, I'm Alex Merced. I'm running for this office here in New York. I need you to say on video that you like me for this. I'm working on a viral video campaign." And that's how I met him. Was like I saw him at the campaign at the convention for a little while, and then he pulls me to the side and he's like, "So hi, let's officially meet. I need to take a video of you."
Yes.
So we can do this marketing campaign that I'm working on. And that's how we met. And I'm just like, and that's been Alex. That's all I've known of Alex from that day in 2016 to today. Is so I'm working on this campaign. I'm working on this marketing gig. I'm trying to do this thing. I'm trying to spread liberty in this way. He's like me. It just never stops. And I like that. I like having someone, even if his brand of libertarianism isn't quite as insane as mine, I know that he's against the drug war, not in favor of legalizing cannabis, you know, and that he knows that there's a difference between those two things, and he's not afraid to market both. Or just the drug war. You know, like, he's not afraid of our issues, and so he's a good marketer, and he's not afraid of our values. And I'm happy with that. But why would you run? I mean, I wouldn't want to be vice chair of this party. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy to be an officer in this party. Why on God's earth would you run instead of just being a marketer like Judd Weiss?
First, really, people asked me. First, Johnny Adams from the Johnny Rocket Launchpad, he was the first to ask me to run. Larry Sharp then later on asked me to run. And so then I started thinking about it. And started thinking about the race itself and thinking about what could be the result. Because of all the backlash regarding Arvin, I was scared that maybe the next vice chair might be a complete move in the opposite direction and not be someone who is a lot less radical. So while I guess a lot of people like to use the word milquetoast when it comes to sort of my provocativeness, I'm still quite radical in many ways and believe in a lot of the radical values. So I want to make sure there was at least someone in that spot who still was sort of in that direction. But at the same time, I'm also someone who really cares about sort of bridging, not saying that everyone has to get along all the time, but making sure that unnecessary wounds don't stay open and useful bridges are built. So I figured this would be a role where I could excel in, where I could really focus on doing exactly that, building the bridges that need to be built, fixing the wounds that need to be fixed, and also just getting people focused on the work of making libertarian change in the world.
Very cool. Did you not write, I have to ask about this, did you not write an article about how inviting the people into the LP who didn't really get libertarianism and who now infect the party was the issue with the LP? And is that not what you're talking about doing now as vice chair? Is continuing to build those bridges?
I don't remember writing an article of that.
That wasn't Alex.
It wasn't Alex.
No, that wasn't Alex.
Yeah. I mean,
we read it here on the show. Okay, I apologize then. Who was it?
Oh, it's all good. I mean, I've never been for not inviting people to the party. I do get concerned when, you know, people who are way off the libertarian track get elected to positions of leadership or as high-level candidates. That certainly concerns me. But to me, is trying to create an environment that's welcoming to people who are at least open to the ideas, so that way they can get further down the rabbit hole. Because I wasn't always as libertarian as I was. Well, I mean, you know, it was a process. I asked a lot of questions. I looked for a lot of answers. And I want to encourage people to ask questions and look for answers. So I don't want to necessarily push them away from that process or push them away from scare them away from the label of libertarian by just being a very mean. And again, it's not about necessarily, you want to push people, you want to challenge people. There's a balance. Like I always say, it's not about not pushing back. You want to push back when people say things that are, well, wrong. But you don't want to push out. So I definitely want to be someone who can challenge people's ideas, but at the same time, you know, get them at least in the process where they at least question more, they at least look for answers. But in the role of vice chair, I'm more looking at giving people just looking to build the platform for other people to do so. There are more fiery voices than I am. But what I can do is try to build the relationships, build the infrastructure, so that way those voices can be heard loud and clear.
Gotcha.
So
thanks for answering.
Why should outside party libertarians support you?
Well, actually, you know what? We're actually going to have to wait until we get back from the commercial in order to get to that question, unfortunately. But it'll give Alex a little time to to think about the question. So when we get back here with Alex Merced, the vice chair, the newly elected vice chair of the Libertarian Party, we're going to ask him why, because a lot of libertarians, and particularly listeners to this show, are outside party libertarians. They're anarchists. They're libertarians who don't support the party because of its new moderate message and how moderate it's become. Why should those libertarians support the party with Alex as VC? Why should they come back when we get back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM?
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
Who told you to go this way? You can do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into the rally.
Walk with me. Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa, hey, who do you think you are? Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today.
You ain't gonna make it.
Wait on account. Now. Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable!
Why are you running from me?
Because you're scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this? Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your AMP will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you AMP Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
hunting wabbits.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the Zencash studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And you know what, guys? It's really hard these days to keep your secured communication secure. I mean, there's all different kinds of ways that the government will come and they'll try to take your money. Well, not take your money, take your information away from the communications companies that you're dealing with. You see, Facebook is like a giant open book for police departments. They'll literally spy on your messenger and then report what you're doing to the police via Facebook Messenger. It's great. It's wonderful. It's just.
Did they really?
They do. Yes, they do. They literally do. Yeah. They spy on your Messenger. Nothing you say on Messenger is private.
Well, I knew it wasn't private, but I didn't know they would turn it over to the police.
Yeah, they specifically look for stuff to turn over to the police. They are Fedbook.
There's actually some creepy server
Messenger
software Microsoft used to put out to us, I think it was, that actually would do the same thing. They'd scan for hashes of certain files, and if they found them, they would report it to
the feds.
Yep.
Fun.
Yep. Isn't that great?
I'm sitting here like, wow, I probably shouldn't have said that on Messenger. Or that.
Or this other thing. Yeah. Well, you know what? There's so many different tools now that the government has in their toolbox that finding secured communication is almost impossible. They can subpoena the servers for the companies and get all your personal information, or they can shut the server down altogether, like we've seen in places like Iran or Turkey or China. Well, that's where CryptVisor comes in. You see, CryptVisor is a decentralized communications platform that's built on the blockchain. So say the feds or some government agency comes snooping around wanting your personal information. Well, you see, CryptVisor doesn't have any of it. They don't ask for IP addresses, email addresses, names, phone numbers, nothing. They have no information on you. So if the feds want it, well, tough luck. And you know what? Unless they've got the ability to shut the internet down completely, no government will be stopping you from communicating, because CryptVisor is powered by hundreds and thousands of nodes all across the planet. So go on over right now to cryptvisor.network and check out their full launch, which is free until August. That's right. We're still running ads for them because it's free for just a couple more weeks. And then you'll have to pay for the service from there on out. So go on over, get it now for free while you can. That's cryptvisor.network, your home for secure, decentralized communication. So today we've got a guest with us. We've got the new vice chair, Mr. Alex Merced of the Libertarian Party. He, as you can hear, is walking home through the Bronx from a doctor's appointment that he had before he came on the air. And we had a question for him before we left. Why should out-of-party libertarians like myself? Why should out-of-party libertarians? Chris, you're an out-of-party libertarian, right?
Yep.
Why should out-of-party libertarians come back to the party with someone like Alex Merced
too as well
in the position of vice chair?
You know, it's not a matter of whether they should or shouldn't. But what I do ask that all libertarians listening is at least give us the opportunity to win you over the next couple of years. So basically, I don't ask people to change their mind. What I ask people is at least give me the opportunity to change their mind. So take a look at the things I'll say over the next couple of years. Take a look at the actions I'll take over the next couple of years to build something that can make more libertarian changes, so we can have a world where more and more of our institutions are based on consent and voluntarism, where basically we have more choice in our lives. And if you guys like what I do, like the changes that we make at the party and how we get this thing organized and built to something that can make amazing things happen, then please do join. Because the more members we have, that means more resources to build that infrastructure to continue building that platform. Okay. But all I ask is for people to give us a chance.
Okay, well, that leads into my question then. What are these changes that you have? What are your plans for the future of the Libertarian Party over the course of the next 2 years?
Got it. Right now it's mainly a lot of, again, Coley mentioned the whole marketing thing. So I do want to help out a lot in that manner. So I am kind of doing a rebranding and a recasting of the podcasts that Arvin used to do as the vice chair. It was called Libertarians Working for You. We're going to be rebranding that, remarketing that as Meet the Libertarians. So I want to try to get that out there. Also, just try to provide training for libertarians to handle a lot of the marketing side, so that way staff knows how to use social media a little bit more to its advantage. That's stuff that I'm going to do either whether I was vice chair or not. But as vice chair, what I am doing now on the LNC is I'm just pushing for little basic things that'll go a long way organizationally. Committees like I want to get a retention committee, people who are actually asking the question, how do we keep people involved? Okay, going out and asking people, why aren't you involved? And getting answers so that we can actually identify things that we can do to improve retention and keep people, happy about being a member of the Libertarian Party, happy about the changes that we're making, etc. So little things like that, I think that will go a long way. But also just being a positive face to bring people in there, being the radical vice chair that you can bring home to your mother. And I think that will also be a good thing, because people on both sides who weren't happy with the status quo, I think I can at least offer, I wouldn't say an ideal solution, but at least the best solution that kind of gives everybody something they can go home happy with. As just being an advocate for liberty. But at the same time, just going out there and making sure that the libertarian message is out there and speaking to it. But again, mainly is a lot of organizational things like the retention committee, renewing the blockchain committee, etc.
Just a quick question.
Go ahead.
What is your take on using quotes from the Satanic Church?
I personally had no particular problem with that. But again, it's when it comes
Will we see them again, or is that something that you would resist being used again?
Well, as vice chair, I would not be in control of the social media, but at the end of the day, it would be a process. Like, I wouldn't be against the idea of using it again, but I would want us to have a discussion in a more deliberative process to make sure that we're doing stuff that gets people asking the right questions. Because I think what happens there when you have controversies like that is you have people asking the wrong questions.
Can I get a real answer, not a politician's answer?
It depends on the situation. It depends on the meme. It depends on the specific communication. Because if it's something that I think is going to get people off track, then you know what?
So you're saying no? You would not. You would resist the effort to have satanic quotes used again by the LP.
I did not say that, because it depends.
No, you're dancing around it by saying that you would make sure the message wasn't contentious, but we already know that that's a contentious message because we saw it last year.
So you won't give a yes or no answer.
No, because it depends on the actual meme. It depends on the actual image. It depends on the
the same one we used last year.
Will be.
How about that? The same one we used last year.
Probably with hindsight, knowing what the controversy was, I probably would have said no. But without foresight, honestly, if I was probably in that committee beforehand, I probably would have let that go. It didn't seem that bad to me at first. I really hadn't. I didn't chime in on the controversy at the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty big on marketing as well, and the only criticism that I had for them was that they used totally the wrong quote, and they didn't come to me and go, "Hey, you're the guy that knows like Islam and liberty. What quote should we use?" They went with something that had to do with, it had to do with using gold as money. Instead of the one that has the non-aggression principle, let there be no coercion in this way of life. One's a little bit more direct and one of them's not. But I would have went with the one like he did, but I wouldn't now, just in hindsight, because I know that it just creates this giant drama that's totally unnecessary, and you can push that same value system in a different way, and that's part of why I liked Alex. Anyway, Alex, it's been a pleasure having you on with us today. Thanks for coming, and we'll definitely, more than likely, have you on for a Libertarian Drama of the Week. At some point, you're going to say something that pisses somebody off, and we'll have to bring you on the air. So
I'm just counting down to it.
This has been Alex Merced with the Libertarian Party joining us today. Thanks for coming in. We'll be back with our cannabis news right after this.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Are you tired of governments around the world killing innocent people? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin is money that cannot be inflated or controlled by any state. By continuing to use their money, you're perpetuating the killing. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available to you now. Learn it, use it, spread it.
Get started with Bitcoin at Bitcoin.com. It's Bitcoin.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे.
Let's focus our discussion first on marijuana, okay? Marijuana has a very distinct smell, okay? I'm going to pass around just a little tiny bit, and I want you all to take a smell so you know when someone is smoking marijuana near you.
It's time for our cannabis news segment here on the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM, your only source, it turns out, your only libertarian source for cannabis news. Here it's the Call to Freedom. Now, we got a story here. This was very interesting to me because I really hate government, basically. And when evil government officials get caught while doing evil government things, I'm always happy to hear it. So we're going to start the segment off with about a minute and a half of these new controversial emergency rules. You see, a referendum in Oklahoma said that we should have, it was like the most permissive, lenient medical cannabis law ever passed. And, well, we'll let you listen.
Anything today in Granite.
A day after the State Board of Health narrowly approved controversial emergency rules, Governor Fallin signed them. These rules are the best place to start in developing a proper regulatory framework for medical marijuana, Fallin said in a statement. I know some citizens are not pleased with these actions, but I encourage everyone to approach this effort in a constructive fashion.
I think everybody in the state realizes we got screwed yesterday.
At a press conference earlier Wednesday, ahead of Fallin's announcement, medical marijuana proponents took exception with the state board's doing away with smokable marijuana and requiring pharmacists at dispensaries, which comes fraught with its own federal and state challenges.
So we've worked very hard to get this on the books the way that we wanted to get it on the books. You know, we're not going to be regulated out of existence here. No way in heck.
Which could be the tinder to set off a legal battle, with cannabis and state civil rights groups threatening legal action.
This entirely undermines the spirit of State Question 788.
The ACLU of Oklahoma saying Tuesday the trimming of smokable marijuana and certain forms of edibles ultimately goes against voters and patients.
Those decisions need to be made between patients and doctors.
We must get this right from the beginning.
But it was doctors and hospital groups that put forward some of the limits earlier this week.
Smoking of any kind is unhealthy. The evidence remains irrefutable.
The old 23rd Street Armory.
So,
well, I mean, they're not wrong on that note, but it's a question of weighing harms.
Yeah.
In regard to cannabis. Do you want to die of lung cancer that may happen, or do you want to die in misery of the cancer that you do have?
Well, it gets even more interesting. The general counsel for the Oklahoma State Department today, the State Department of Health, that is, that put these rules forward, she resigned.
She took her ball and went home.
Well, she had to, because she was in big trouble. It turns out that she's one of those politicians that when she's not getting her way, she likes to make up stories and lie about threats. See, the top lawyer at Oklahoma's State Department of Health, who recently resigned, now faces criminal charges.
Whoa.
Authorities said she sent the threat letters that she spoke about to herself.
Oh my God.
And then lied about it to investigators.
Wow.
The agency's former counsel, 37-year-old Julia Ezel of Edmond, was charged Tuesday in Oklahoma County with 3 felony counts. An agent with the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation wrote in an affidavit that Ezel sent threatening messages to her own official government email and then reported those emails to authorities. Ezel resigned her position as general counsel. She helped draft the rules on medical marijuana approved by the agency's board last week. Court records do not list an attorney for Ezel. A phone message left at her number was not immediately returned, and Oklahoma voters, they approved medical cannabis in a voter referendum. Just in case there's anybody out there who's unfamiliar with the way referendums work. Okay, so first there's dirty lying idiots that we elect to offices, and they write bills and they vote on bills. See, sometimes the public gets so tired of these idiots and how controlled they are by special interest and their refusal to put the interest of the public first, that they actually get the laws that they want put up where the people vote for them in a state. And then if a certain amount of a majority of the people of a state support a law, then it doesn't matter what the politicians want, supposedly. The law passes and the people get that freedom back from government. Well, except for in Oklahoma and Florida and, well, basically anywhere else where they decide to do that, where the referendums pass, and then the legislators go, okay, well, you put a clause in there that says we can regulate, so boom, we just regulated you out of business. You're not allowed
this should be a jarring reminder to the people of the United States that we do not regulate ourselves. I mean, we do not govern ourselves, and that we are, in fact, governed by other people.
And we are not the government because we voted, the people of Oklahoma voted, and a majority of the people of Oklahoma said, we want cannabis to be this way.
Well, I mean,
then,
extrapolating that further, haven't a majority of the U.S. states by this point passed some sort of medical cannabis act?
Yes.
And yet the federal government keeps it illegal, so it fails again there.
Yes.
I mean, we have a majority of the states for it.
Yes.
But
exactly.
The federal government's like, nope, we govern you.
Exactly. We know what's best for you. Oklahoma City, the top attorney, she resigned days after her advice on marijuana rules were ignored by the agency's board. Health officials confirmed Tuesday she resigns. General counsel Friday. Oh, okay, never mind. She does say, I'm sorry at some point. I'm sorry.
For being a runt.
Oh, wait a second. This looks like she was targeted because she went against. We're after the wrong people here. She said, as their attorney, you shouldn't try to pass this smokable marijuana ban or the requiring of pharmacists. A change like that is beyond the board's legal authority. You're going to get sued. And they were like, okay, well, we found some dirt on you, so now you're going to prison.
Well, she gave them the dirt herself.
For real, though. You're so stupid. Oh, my God.
That was a what did you think was going to happen type of situation.
I mean, it's pretty common in today's America that people undertake these little false flag attacks.
It says that she helped write the emergency rules, but she also told them that they were illegal.
She had to get that check, man.
That doesn't make sense to me. She told them, like, look, this is probably illegal.
Well, I've set up things for people that was like,
rules.
look, man, this is probably going to be a really bad idea, and it's probably not going to work. But sure, I will install that to your computer.
Right. Well, because I guess at the end of the day, she's an employee of the state. And if the state's like, we want a way to screw the voters. And she's like, well, I mean, you can do it this way. I mean, here's a rule for you, but you don't legally have the authority to pass it. And you're going to lose a lot of money and get sued. Well, we got to find some way to kill time. We got to make the prison industrial lobbyists and the sheriff's unions and everything at least think we're trying to do something about this. Can't lose their checks rolling in.
No, and I think that's exactly it, is that it all comes down to money.
Yeah, it's the
lobbyists. I mean, if it didn't come down to money, they wouldn't require a pharmacist to be in every dispensary.
Sheriff's unions, police unions. Ugh.
I don't need a pharmacist
unions.
to sell pot on the streets.
No.
Why would I need it when the pot is certified as clean by a legitimate business?
For real.
You know?
Well, because, man, it's a jobs creation program.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a jobs creation program. They must have a pharmaceutical school there in Oklahoma.
I can only imagine what the price is going to be if it has to be sold by a pharmacist, right? Like,
oh, yeah. Well, that's another thing is they want to create a dichotomy where it's like, oh, you want your medicine? Well, we'll make it cost more than your chemo.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
I mean, I
that's the
understand
idea.
pharmacists sort of serving as the gatekeepers for all of these pharmaceuticals that most people don't understand, but we are talking about a plant that grows all by itself.
Well, that's totally why they have the tax structure that they have, too. It's like, oh, you want it to not be illegal and we can't fine you for it? Oh, well, we'll find a way to get our money out of you one way or the other. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow with more political chat, more cryptocurrency discussion, and more of our own flavor of bad jokes. Who we got in with us tomorrow, Aria? Do you... Nobody.
No, I was hoping to get Open Ode in, but they haven't gotten back to me.
All right, well, we'll be back tomorrow, but don't go anywhere because Free Talk Live is coming up next.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
You're 6 minutes away from a live episode of Free Talk Live, brought to you by Freekeen.com. Listen live at freetalklive.com.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, July 17th, 2018. Silver is trading at $15.73 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,240 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $22, and the average price of Bitcoin is $6,697. Antiwar.com reports negotiations between President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin concluded with a joint press conference. The comments by the two revealed, as expected, no major deals were reached, but that some fairly vague plans for improved cooperation were agreed upon. There were disagreements, with Putin faulting Trump for the withdrawal from the P5+1 nuclear deal with Iran and urging Trump to be more decisive in pushing Ukraine towards peace talks with its eastern rebels. Trump brought up the issue of election interference and accepted Putin's denial. He praised Putin as a strong leader and competitor. He also defended his decision to attend the summit despite calls by U.S. lawmakers to cancel it. The conference ended with increasingly confrontational media questions about election meddling, with Trump reiterating that while he has faith in the FBI for investigations, he sees no reason not to believe Putin's denial. With so much bipartisan congressional opposition to even attending the summit, unsurprisingly, the summit's end was met with furious condemnation from both sides of the aisle. Senator John McCain called the talks one of the most disgraceful performances by an American president in memory. Representative Nancy Pelosi went even further, not only faulting Trump for his weakness at the summit, but declaring that the weakness to be proof that Russia has something on him and is threatening to release it. In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. But Mr. Drake's security company has seen better days. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. But at what cost? Will anybody care? And can anyone stop him? Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. UPI reports a federal judge on Monday ordered the U.S. government to temporarily halt deportations of migrant families in order to review whether parents need more time to consider whether they want to leave the United States with or without their children. Judge Dana Sabraw issued the order during a status conference. The American Civil Liberties Union, which represents some migrant parents separated from their children, requested that Immigrations and Customs Enforcement delay deportations until at least 1 week after U.S. officials reunite the families. The ACLU said there were persistent and increasing rumors that mass deportations may be carried out imminently and immediately upon reunification. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is in the process of reuniting more than 2,500 children between the ages of 5 and 17 who were separated from their parents after crossing the border. Many of the separations came as a result of the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy to prosecute everyone who crosses the border in violation of immigration laws, which went into effect in April. Sabraw ordered the Department of Homeland Homeland Security to reunite the separated families in 2 stages. Children under 5 by July 10th and the older children by July 26th. Last week, U.S. officials reunited more than half of the 103 youngest children, but missed the Tuesday deadline for some who were eligible. The judge on Monday said he would give lawmakers a week to litigate the merits of a permanent 1-week delay between reunification and possible deportation.
Whether you're looking for precious metal